Hi everyone. I hope each one of you that is watching had a wonderful week last week, and that the you were you accomplished everything that you wanted to accomplish, and you made the last week productive as much as you can. And if you did not have the chance to accomplish all that, you could try it this week. And I pray that the Lord bless you throughout this week and gives you the strength, the love, the caring, anything, every ingredient that you need to accomplish what He have called you to accomplish. But anyway, this morning, and I'm sorry for my voice. It seems like I'm getting a cold, but it's okay. I rebuke that in Jesus' name. But this morning, that while I woke up to get ready to go to church, and the Lord dropped the word into my spirit, and I was like, oh wow, I was having trouble digesting the word. And I said, God, like, okay, I'm guilty, and I would like to share it with every one of my viewers. And I said, okay, now, yeah, you gave me the word, this is good, but I need a scripture to back it up, because we don't want to only speak just, in the air and not having scriptures to back it up. But anyway, while I was in church, hey, you know how God operates. So He gave me the scripture, and it's come from Act 2, verse 42 to 47. And it read, and they steadfastly persevere, devoting themselves constantly to the instruction and the fellowship of the apostles, to the breaking of bread, including the Lord's Supper and prayers. And this scripture is basically talking about the disciples and the multitude that was with them, that's what they were doing. And it says, and a sense of awe came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were performed through the apostles. Verse 44 says, and all who believe and trusted and rely on Jesus Christ were united together, and they had everything in one common. They had everything in common. And they sold their possession, both their land property and their goods, and distributed the price among all, according as any needed. Verse 46 says, and day after day they regularly assembled in the temple with united purpose. And in their homes they broke bread, including the Lord's Supper. They partook of their food with gladness and simplicity and generous heart, constantly praising God. This is where I'm going. Constantly praising God and being in favor and goodwill with all the people. Goodwill with all the people. And the Lord kept adding to their numbers daily those who were being saved from both spiritual death and unnumbered. Well, now you're like, okay, what is this scripture got to do with what you're about to say? Well, get it over with. And I was thinking, the Lord dropped me in my spirit to said how we kept saying we don't have time, but we fail to see the other people, the others that are around us. In other words, I'll give you an example. If you go to a small congregation, I'll say between 100 and 300, I think that's small. You shouldn't have no problem to do what the Lord had dropped in my spirit. Now, if you go to a congregation that have 1,000 and above, I feel that you should put people into place, into different departments to do that. Because what I'm about to say, it goes throughout. And I'm not trying to tell leaders, staff members how to do their work. I just want to share that point with you that I'm guilty of, and many of us are guilty of it. And I feel that you need to check up. You need to make time for people. And I understand America, in the United States, people say, I don't got time. Oh my God, I've been so busy. I'm going to school. I go to work. I do this. I do that. Yes, we get that. I got clinical. You name it. You will not imagine. The Lord showed me. You will not imagine the excuses people make to say, the excuses people give to say, I don't have time We understand the Lord give 24 hours a day. He's not going to add more to that. And I think it's less. Not because I'm saying God is a liar, but I think that as sin come, the time is getting very short and short and short. And that's what the word says. And as sins multiply, time is becoming more very short. And but regardless of how short we think it is or how long it is, it's 24 hours. We cannot say otherwise. But okay, that's beside the point. But what I'm saying is, I don't care how much, Lord telling me, I don't care how busy you are. Make time for people. Make a second for people. And I'm not talking about people that's living in your house or your friends that you hang out with so close or your family member that you hang out with so close. I'm talking about people that you don't see in the daily life. People like you go to church, you are in a church, you are in a congregation, you are a member, you partake in a member of the congregation, and pastors, leaders, you somebody that used to come to church every Sunday and you don't see them. Even if your congregation have 500 people, put people into place to literally not gossip, not minding people business, but look at for those that do not come to church. Look at those. I'm not talking about people that rarely come to church. They come once here and one there. I'm talking about somebody that's been perseverance, that's been ongoing in church, and you don't see them for 2 Sundays or 3 Sundays, or you don't see them in the prayer meeting, in the Bible study meeting, and you just don't care. You keep it moving. As long as the person don't live in your house, you don't have time for that. And I feel that we don't make time. How do you tell me that you don't see someone, you don't hear from someone, you never make time? And the great things about that, now we have technology that shouldn't give. It seems like the more technology is advancing, as the more people are giving excuses. And I realize, and the Lord was telling me that this morning, make time for people, make few seconds for people, not just your family, but an associate or someone that you see in church. Go to the pastor at the end, because the job is not for the pastors to do all that, because it could be very overwhelming. I'm not a pastor, and I could understand that. But, if you're a member of a church, a congregation, if you used to sit next to someone that you don't see, or someone that's in front of you that usually there and they're not there. You're seeing 2 Sundays pass, 3 Sundays they pass, and they're not there. Go to the pastor, go to the chairperson, or go to the secretary, however, because they have a list of everybody that's in that church. Go there and says, I didn't see so-and-so. Can you check on so-and-so? Or may I have the number? If it's okay, I'll send a text, or, some people don't want you to have their number, but their email. Find out, but just say, hey sister, how are you? I hope all is well. Have a great week. Your friends, how you telling me you have a friend and you spending 2 to 3 months, you never hear from that friend? That's not a friend. That's just, I don't know what to say. I'm not trying to offend anybody. And I know that a lot of you guys, after viewing that, you may think this is really personally hit home. No, it doesn't. I mean, and I'm grateful that I have friends that periodically check up on me. I have family member that they may not check on me every week, but they send me a text, hey cuz, hey daughter, my dad does that every now and then. Hey mom, my mom call me. And I have cousins and I have aunties and uncles that check up on me periodically. I mean, they don't do that very often, but they make sure they do that. And I have friends that does that, and I do the same for them. And so I'm encouraging each and every one of you. Don't just go by your life and saying, oh, okay, jobs, school, whatever the excuses you give. But send a random text. Send a text to someone, because you never know what the person may going through, and they probably saying, God, nobody cares. Look at that. I haven't been in church for so long, or I haven't been in the meeting for so long, or I haven't done that, and they don't even care, because everybody say they don't have time. And you send that text. Simply the text says, Hey sister, hey brother, how are you? I was thinking about you this week. I hope and pray all is well with you. That's it. You don't need to be calling the person in and go blah, 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 because you may not have time for all that. But just a simple text. So I encourage each and every one of you, just as the disciples, the apostles, they had gathered in people home. They break bread, they eat with them, they pray with them, they bless them. And yes, I understand we don't got time for that in the United States, but we could use that simple, that example to change it around. Okay, fine, you don't have time, but send a text, send an email, send a voice note. And what I love about our technology nowadays, you could send a group text. You could send a group text so you have no excuses. And while you eating, or while you listening to music, or whatever you're doing, you say, Google, text so and so and so and so, and Google will text it. Or Siri, for those that have iPhone. I'm not an iPhone person, but text so and so and so, say good morning to the person, just a simple good morning, or a simple flower, or something to remind the person that someone care beside their mom, their dad, their daughters, their sons, and their spouse. Make sure this week you started out by, now I'm not talking about people you see every week. I'm not talking about people that you hang out with. Yes, they see you, they know you. Okay, I'm talking about people that you spend months, 2-3 weeks, you never heard from them. Text them, go in your contact. A lot of us have a lot of numbers in our contact we barely use. It's just there to show that we got mad people. Go randomly. And what I started to do, the Lord showed me, is that put a reminder in my phone to text so this week, and to just check up on the person if I never heard from you. So I encourage each and every one of you, don't get offended. It's just I can be guilty for certain people. I feel that I am a little bit guilty about that, and I am working on that. And so I want you to encourage someone, because life, your America, United States, or whatever, it's really, really hard. But we got the greatest, the most genuine, the most loving, the most, he is such an awesome God in our side. And he is doing his part, but he wants you to do his part. And this week there was a message that spoke, and I said that is so true. And the servant, the man of God, says if not 99% of God miracle, he used people. I mean, we're always going to need people. We don't need negative people. We don't need people that's always putting us down. We don't need people that don't believe in our dreams. We don't need all those crazy people you could possibly think, but we need positive people. And we all always need people. So don't reach out to the person is when you need something, but reach out to the person even when you don't need anything, just to know how you're doing. One of the things one of my cousins started to do, and which is I'm grateful for that, is that even we spend a week we don't hear from each other, we'll text, hey, what's up, cuz? You doing big thing? Just simple text. And it's so easy. I mean, he is so busy and I'm busy, but we started to do that, like, I think two months ago. Like, if I spend 2 weeks I don't hear from him, I text him, I'm like, hey, baller, what's up, what's going on? You know, he knows who he is. And I did it to my other cousin too. One of my cousins, so busy, you know, I have 2 jobs. The other ones, you know, my family is a really busy family, and I understand that, and I'm not next to them, and they understand that I'm busy, but we keep in touch with each other. And my uncles, they all over the America and Haiti. I mean, in WhatsApp, I'll send them a text, hey uncle, I'm thinking about you, what's up? Of course I do it to my father, and you know, but people that is spread around, that's not around us, that's not in our environment daily. And I do that to friends, And if I forget their names, I'll write their names somewhere in my calendar. And I said, remind to text so and so, remind to do that. So then that will give me a reminder. And then I'll say, Google, text so and so, and Google will send it. I mean, even when they text me back, I might not answer right away, but it's a way to saying that, throughout the week, throughout this month, I was thinking about you. And I want to know, and I pray that all is well. And you never know that I could send that text in the right moment. That person about to commit suicide, that person about to do something so dramatically, that person is going through a sickness or a different situation that they feel that no one cares, even the people around them. And you send that text and they say, God, someone care about me, someone thinking about me, someone praying about me. And one of the greatest thing I pray God to do, and I'm not saying everybody should do it, but I encourage someone to do, I will write a list of anybody that comes into my mind. And whenever I'm praying, even if I can't pray in detail for you, but I'll mention your name. You never know what a simple text, a simple email, a simple hello will do to someone that's going through crazy stuff. And so I encourage each and every one of you. And while I am saying that, and while I was in church, the Lord remind me of an example, and I'm not naming names, but there was every Tuesday or every Wednesday, I'm not too sure, that I used to go somewhere. I used to go fellowship somewhere. And while I go fellowship, I'm not talking about church, but I fellowship with that group. Okay, while I was doing that, I know there was one day of the week I missed, and I understand I had car issue. And then the second time I missed it because the weather was really bad. And that reminds me that, okay, fine, you don't see me. I used to come I don't remember which day. I think it was on Tuesday. You don't see me. And I just got discouraged and not going, and not even one member. And I'm talking about they had at least 30 people there. My number is there, my email is there. You know how like you do the registration, and then every day they do, like every time you attend something, they do the attendance. My email is there, my number is there, so there's no excuses. Every time we come, we sign our name. And not once I dropped out because I got really busy and I couldn't go. And there was a time that I didn't have a car to go, so I just stopped going. But the Lord remind me the feeling that I felt when after 2 to 3 weeks I never go. No one texts me, no one email me to bother find out why I didn't come, nothing. And so, yes, I thank God that I have so many people. I have, I don't want to say so many, but I thank God that the Lord blessed me with people around me, family members that always check up on me. But can you imagine if I was just all by myself, feel all lonely, all alone in this world? And then I was starting to go in this group to just make sure that, kind of activate and motivate myself. And I dropped out. Nobody even realized that I did. I didn't drop out. I got busy. So nobody even realized I didn't come. Nobody realized that I didn't show up, in the feeling that I felt. But, it goes away because I have other things to motivate myself with. So I'm encouraging someone, each and every one of you that's watching this video. And if I offend you in any type of way, don't take it into an offense. Take it into a little exhortation and something to work in. Don't just stick with your spouse and your children and your parents. And just as you make time for your wife, for your children, you make time for them. Those that you really, really love and care, you find time for them, for your loved one. And so you make time I hope you make time to go out, eat with your family and spend some time, quality time with them. Just as you do that, the same way the Lord wants you to reach out to people and make 5 minutes of your time a day, okay, to reach out to someone. Like I said, it's not something you have to do constantly, daily, once a week, once a month. Find out and ask people Bless people with a text, with an email, with WhatsApp, with Instagram. So many ways to reach out to people and to let them know that you do care and they come to your mind and that you do care for them. And truly do that. Don't just do it just to do it, but you reach out to your relatives, siblings that's not close to you, and the Lord will help you. And so I pray that all goes well with you and that this week become a brand new week to continue your journey. If you are in the right journey, I hope that all of you guys are in the right journey, right path to the journey. And so may the Lord just overpower you and just give you a reminder, wisdom and understanding and blessings and strength. You need that joy, peace. You need all the great ingredient that the Lord provide for you in the word so that you could continue this journey and pray for others. You don't have to know what the person going through, but pray for them. Mention their name. And like I said, many times I have a list of anybody I could think of. As long that I know you or I see you and I know your name, you in my list. I may not pray for you every day, but I mention you somehow before the week is over. I mention you in my prayer, or before the month is over. Because the list could go on and on and on. So before the month is over, you definitely, I mention you in my prayer as long as I remember you. I remember your name, or I fellowship with you somehow, some way. Because you never know what's going on. Don't wait when the person is dying. That's when you say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Do that while the person is alive. And people that you don't even know that's in your church, you see them, fellowship with them, as long that they could keep a positive a positive mindset. If they are negative, run away. Far away. But if they bring you down, or they affecting you in any spiritual way, or any aspect of your life, or being affected by that person, run away. But if it is someone that you used to see in church, or you notice that they're not there no more, you don't need to find out why. You don't need to know why. Okay, many things the Lord asks us to do, He don't ask us. We could ask why, but He's not going to answer. So definitely you don't need to know why, but just go reach out to the secretary, whomsoever that is in charge of the list of the members in the church, or that knows somebody name, and says, hey, I haven't seen so and so, so please can you send that person an email or a text, find out how the person is doing, and let the person know that you care, that you really, really care for them, and that they are, that you're in their mind. So I pray that the Lord continue to bless you enormously. May the Lord bless you.